Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Thursday, the 15th day of November, National Rural Health Day, National Bunt Pan Day, National Philanthropy Day, National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day, National Spicy Hermit Cookie Day, National Raisin Bran Cereal Day, and America Recycles Day, and the Great American Smokeout. All of that going on today. You ready for a quote?
Sure.
How wonderful is it that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world? Anne Frank.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you don't need to wait for nothing. You just do it. And you do want to wait for this. We've got a Dear John letter coming your way, and it's actually, I think, a really good one. Not that the others are bad. If you sent one, I like yours too. But I do like the ones where we get to have a chance to, have a silly answer too. So in addition to, the actual answer today, I've kind of got some humor up my sleeve.
You've got some witty remarks planned.
We'll see how that goes. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix.org.
Now, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? This is where I ask Heidi that very question, and she has to give me an answer. Well, she doesn't have to, but she has played along, so thank you for doing that. Prairie Ridge, Mason City, Iowa. This is your home state. Do you know?
Prairie
Ridge, Mason
I'm
City,
going to
Iowa.
say
Rehab
golf
center
course.
or golf course? What is it?
Golf course.
Oh, man, it's not. It's a rehab center.
Really?
You'd think half your family would be there. Oh, wait, no, they like to golf, too. But Prairie Ridge, Mason City, Iowa is a rehab center.
I didn't even know
Thanks.
Mason City, Iowa had a rehab center.
Well,
so there you go.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is your brain on drugs. A Virginia drug-dealing mother was sentenced to 10 days in jail after pleading guilty to giving 3 of her children marijuana.
That's super.
Yeah, not a good plan. She's 28. Stephanie N. Hamrick pled guilty Tuesday to 3 felony charges of child neglect after the police say that she was giving marijuana to her children aged 7, 11, and 14. Wow. One of the children told police that she was dealing pot. They've got videos and photos and text messages as evidence of the marijuana used by the children. Also found 4 cell phones, a digital scale, and a small amount of marijuana when she was arrested. Charged with possession with intent to distribute marijuana. She reached a deal with the prosecutors, resulted in 10 days in jail, 4 years probation. That just
How old were the
right.
kids?
7, 11, and 14.
Oh, my gosh.
She said she didn't provide a reason for giving her children marijuana. She's like, I don't know. Why'd you do it? I don't know. I was stoned at the time. I have no idea. That's what happens
awesome.
when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Lady Gaga told the crowd at the SAG-AFTRA Awards that she once went through a mental health crisis, which surprised no one.
What?
Nobody.
No
It doesn't.
way.
And you know what? I don't mean to make light of people that go through that, but I mean, you wore a meat dress one time. I don't think there's anybody that thought you were firing on all cylinders at all times. Dozens of celebrities have lost their homes in the wildfires out in California, so that is really, really sad. The mansion used in The Bachelor is gone. Burned to the ground. Jennifer Lopez is intervening with the child support case between A-Rod, her boyfriend, Alex Rodriguez, and his ex-wife, demanding that he pay less money each month. And it says, there's another story, I'll see if I have it over here. That must be on my other page. They were caught shopping for an engagement ring, too.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, so that's cool. And I think that's going to do it. No, I got one more thing. Bryan Cranston confirmed that there's going to be a Breaking Bad movie And he says this will take place in modern times.
I love Bryan
I do too,
Cranston.
and I know
he
our
is
son.
such a talented actor.
Our son is going to be excited about the Breaking Bad. We've never watched. We watched part of one episode.
I watched one episode with him.
Did you watch the whole thing? I think I fell asleep. It's not that it was bad. I just am very tired. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by FreshPatch.com, promo code radio. A professor at a Connecticut community college has been placed on leave after mocking the board of directors with a Nazi salute because he claimed the board was behaving like Nazis. That is such an overused statement lately.
It really is,
And the
because
sad
that was
thing
such
is,
a tragic
It was
time.
such a tragedy. And then you
And
hear
now they
people-
use it for any time they don't get their way on something stupid, and it's
You're-
ridiculous.
You're acting like a Nazi because you didn't get cream in your coffee? No, that's not quite the same thing. So I think that's just really sad that this professor at a college was in trouble for that. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
grow up, everybody.
A 35-year-old Japanese man married a hologram last weekend in a lavish ceremony.
That's super.
It cost 2 million yen. The bride is an 18-year-old virtual reality singer named Miku who floats around on his computer monitor. And now he's married to a virtual reality singer. He's 35. She's 18 in virtual reality. I don't understand how any of that works.
I'm just not going to say anything.
Who am I to judge? Pringles is now selling Thanksgiving flavored potato chips.
I saw this. That sounds
They're-
horrible
you know
to
what?
me.
I
I
know.
love Pringles, but just the original ones. You don't mess with Mother Nature.
There's no Mother Nature involved there. What are you talking about? Thanksgiving flavored potato chips. I think it's actually a cool idea. I think they've done these before, haven't they?
I don't believe Pringles has.
I
no.
can tell you the correlation for me personally when it comes to Thanksgiving dinner and Pringles potato chips is in our family. There's always arguments and fights when there's Thanksgiving dinner, and there's also arguments and fights over whose Pringles those are. No, these were mine. I bought these with my own money. And Heidi says, "John, share with your children." Okay.
I bought these myself.
These are mine. I bought it with my own money. Okay, you can have a Pringle. A MarketWatch survey found that Tinder's stock prices have fallen by 20% because the company misled investors about their subscription numbers. Imagine
That's
that.
not good.
Somebody not being honest at Tinder. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a dating site where nobody's honest. They put fake photos and fake profiles and fake everything, and the stock people were like shocked. They're like, "Whoa, are you serious? This isn't accurate?" Video making the rounds of a deer that ran into a Pennsylvania Walmart. Did you see this?
No.
It wasn't in there long. Didn't have any dough.
Oh my gosh.
Moving on. A Missouri landlord. It was a deer. It's a female deer. As a doe.
I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
A Missouri landlord stumbled upon a 6-foot alligator while evicting a tenant from his apartment. Can you imagine that? Time to go. Ooh, time for me to go.
Yeah, really.
A 6-foot alligator.
I
Now,
guess you can stay a little while longer.
Yeah, get that alligator out here, please. I've got a link to that story if you'd like to see it. And one other one here. A video has gone viral of a tow truck crashing into a Russian grocery store. Nobody was hurt, but the crash caused $200,000
Ouch.
in damages. Holy cow. Can you imagine that? The good news is, like I said, nobody was hurt, but $200,000 in damages. And I do have one more thing. I got to click over here, Heidi. I'm not as prepared as I would hope I would be. I know that probably shocks everybody.
It's a huge shock.
Nobody's really shocked. The United States holiday sales are expected to surpass $1 trillion for the first time ever this holiday season. Have you started
Because
shopping
things
yet?
are going well.
Have you started shopping yet?
I have not, but I am. Well, no, that's not entirely true. I have bought several of the gifts for Christmas. So yes, I have started shopping.
When did you start shopping, Heidi?
I bought all of those in like June.
Okay. I remember one year. It was between Christmas and New Year, and you were like 90% done for the next
Oh yeah,
year.
everything was wrapped and ready for the next year.
She's over there wrapping presents. I'm like,
All the new presents were under the tree after the old ones had just been unwrapped, and somebody was at our house. It was before New Year's. We hadn't taken
Do
the
you
tree
have another
down.
party coming up or what?
And we're like, no, those are for next year.
Heidi's very prepared.
Yeah, I
That's what that
was.
is.
I have not done that for many years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, this has been your scoop of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you trying to find the perfect gift for someone with a good sense of humor? FunkyMonkeyShirts.com has a good selection of funny t-shirts and more. Some with Christmas themes. One that even replaces the ugly Christmas sweater for your next party. Find some silly shirts at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Also, learn how you can sell your own designs to make some extra Christmas cash. There's a link at the bottom of the page at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John, dear John.
Dear John, I have 3 girls. My 2 older daughters have already graduated, but my youngest is only a sophomore. She's not a fan of school. Her grades have never been the greatest, but this year they're downright horrible. She feels like one of the teachers is singling her out and being harder on her than she needs to be. My daughter has the same teacher for 2 different subjects, and she's failing both of them. In the beginning of the year, I didn't think much of it because she was struggling with her other classes too. Lately, she's buckled down and has gotten the other grades up, but these 2 are still failing. My daughter's best friend told me she thinks the teacher has some kind of personal issue with my daughter. I asked the girls if they knew why she would have something against my daughter, but they didn't know what that would be. Should I contact the school, or do you think that would make it even worse? Signed, Concerned Mama. I absolutely positively can relate, first of all. Just like anything, there are going to be some teachers that are amazing teachers and some that are probably not so amazing. When you were in school, did you ever have a teacher that maybe you didn't click with?
Yes, I had one that was horrible and actually absolutely ruined the rest of school for me all the way through.
And I got to tell you, I don't want to just tell bad teacher stories. I also had some amazing inspirational teachers who made me want to become a teacher. You know, when I was in high school, I wanted to be a teacher. Mm-hmm. And then I got a job talking on the radio, and I was like, you pay me to do this? Are you kidding me? This is the biggest scam in the world. I'll take this. So I did not become a teacher. So I'm not Mr. Small, because I thought, boy, that would be awful to be a fat guy named Mr. Small around a bunch of adolescents. Mm-hmm. But I think there could certainly be something to this. One of the things that I would do before you go to the school and you cause a big issue.
Look through your daughter's grades. Look through the assignments.
And then also have a conversation with your daughter. It sounds like you did this with her friends there. Just have a conversation with her one-on-one and say, you know what? Do you want me to talk to the school? I will. You know, the daughter, she might even say, Mom, please don't. I mean, it could get way worse if you do.
And the daughter, if you look at your daughter's actual assignments, you may see that however many of them were late and however many of them were not filled out completely and not done properly. So, I mean, it may be an issue that's has nothing to do with this teacher at all.
But again, I'm not going to just blindly say that teachers don't do things wrong.
Oh no, like I said, I had a terrible one. And
I had a teacher who I remember my first day in his class. He was going through the roll call, the names, and he said John Small, and he goes, "You related to Jason Small?" And I said, "Yeah, he's my older brother." And he said, "I didn't like him either." That was exactly what he said to me. First day of class.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I didn't have my parents call the school. Instead. And I just came, this was an English class, and I just came from getting A's and B's in English from one of my favorite teachers ever. She was such an awesome teacher. Then I went to this guy's class, and I was struggling to keep a passing grade. And when we had Julius Caesar, we were reading that in school, he would say, "Who wants to be Julius?" And like nobody raised their hand. "John Small, you get to be Julius." And then he would go through, "Who wants to be?" So I had like 7 different parts. And he thought that was really going to bother me, but instead I would read one part with this voice, and the next part I would read with this voice. And I had my entire class laughing the entire time. So I was like, thank you so much for the opportunity. I mean, he thought it was going to be bad, but it turned into a fun thing for me. So, but here's the thing. I think you would absolutely positively need to tell your sweetheart little daughter that it's only another couple of months and school will be done.
Yep.
You're not going to have this teacher forever. And if there is something
but
to
don't
it,
always assume it's the teacher either. I see so many parents that blindly defend their child without even looking into what the problem is.
And we had a situation where the school our son was going to when he was in 4th grade, for conferences, you could go to just the ones you wanted to go to. You didn't have to go to all of them. And there was one teacher in particular where everybody was failing her class. Everybody.
Yeah.
There was this giant line. It took an hour to get in to see her.
She was no longer employed there.
And she was only a teacher for 1 year. And it was, so there was a situation with a teacher there. But and it's not that she's a bad person. She didn't like doing what she was doing, clearly. And she hated the kids, It was just she was not happy there. But again, what I would do if I were you, first thing I would do is talk to your daughter one-on-one and make sure that this is really an issue that you need to before you get the school involved, talk to your daughter. Because she'll say one thing with the friend sitting there, maybe, but she may say something completely different once you saying.
So what were the witty remarks you had up your sleeve? You were all proud of yourself.
I was going to talk about my teachers, but I don't have time now. So
okay.
That'll have to stay for another day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. He has a real name on that show. Shaggy is his nickname. What's his real name?
I don't remember. I've heard this. I don't remember it.
Okay, before I give it, anybody that in the room, you guys think you're smart, let everybody know. Shout out the name. If you said Norville Rogers, you are correct. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, his real name is Norville Rogers. And this has been today's Fun Fact.
FreshPatch.com is making dogs like me happy. They send out real grass pads for us to use indoors. Now when it's cold outside, I can go inside. And when I've used up the real grass patch, the mailman brings me a new Fresh Patch. It's the best idea since doggy treats. Convince your mommy to try it today. I suggest you try Puppy Dog Eyes. FreshPatch.com. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO.
Time now for a weird word. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Auroral. That's a hard word for me to say. I think it would be hard any day, but it's even harder right now. I'm kind of
we're not doing great today.
Auroral. A-U-R-O-R-A-L. Auroral. It is of or like the dawn, pertaining to the aurora borealis or aurora australis. I probably didn't say that one right, but auroral, today's grandiloquent word. They have a book, not a book. What do they have? I'm going to look here because I was just looking at it and then I didn't. Right here. They've got a calendar that they're working on, the guys at Grandiloquent Word. So I have a link to their page when you go to our show notes if you're interested in a calendar. And I'm going to try to get one of those calendars, and then I would just use the same exact word that they're using every day, because how convenient would that be? It'd be one less thing I'd have to prepare for every day. I love this. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix, TIX.org.
Now some weird news for you on a Thursday. A commercial fisherman faked his own death to avoid incarceration for a sexual assault. Well, now he's been sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. Federal prosecutors say Coast Guard spent almost $400,000, $384,261, looking for this 35-year-old man, Ryan Meganek, after his girlfriend, who was part of the scheme, reported him missing off of Port Graham. Back in 2016, he faced state charges of sexual assault. Incapacitated woman is who he was with at the time, and he faced charges for doing something when she was out. Investigators determined that he swamped his skiff, returned to the port on another boat, and then hid out near his mother's home. So I think what swamped his skiff means is sunk his boat, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a pilot. I don't know these words. He planned to go to Alaska when the search ended. The plan went awry when his girlfriend confessed to his grieving parents that he was not dead. The U.S. District Judge Sharon Gleason ordered the man to serve 15 months in prison and consecutive to his 15-year state sentence. So he's in a bit of trouble. It's a bad idea. You don't do that. But if you do, you'll end up in today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Now today's moment of duh. Firefighters in Central Florida had to rescue a man who climbed down in a 30-foot deep well in an adventure because he said he wanted to do it.
Oh.
To just say that he did it. Scott Smoak, battalion chief.
So he went down there on purpose.
Yeah. Stated that, unfortunately for the unidentified man, he did not have the strength to climb back.
Oh, my gosh.
And had to call for help. He climbed down and then took technical rescue team a long time to get him pulled back out. It was the next morning they finally got him yanked out of there. It's been quite a time since they've had to rescue somebody from a well. And they urge people who come across wells to avoid
don't go
scenarios.
in the well.
When you come across an open shaft of any kind that goes down into the well system, stay away from it, they say. Don't climb down there just to say that you did it.
No, that's just common sense.
You shouldn't have to put that on.
You should not
anywhere.
have to. No,
Nowhere.
you shouldn't have to warn people of that.
But now we have. So if you see a well, steer clear. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now, fake news or Florida? It's a time where Heidi gets to tell me if this story happened in the great state of Florida or if it's fake news made up just to amuse us and to see if we can trick her.
All right.
Are you
let's
ready?
do it. I'm ready.
All right. Fake news or Florida? A Tampa police officer busted for a DUI in his police car. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
Thank goodness it is. Fake news. Good job, Heidi.
Thank you.
You've gotten these right quite a bit lately. So
I'm pretty good at telling the ones that you
can.
make up.
Yeah, you're pretty darn good at this. If you'd like to play along, you can also submit your fake news or Florida stories right through our website, and that is at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That is the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. Here's the headline. American trucker spontaneously buys dinner for Canadian veterans, and it's one of his greatest memories. This is such a cool story. American truck driver John Meering was driving through Canada a couple months ago when he suddenly felt compelled to show some love to a restaurant full of veterans. It was on September 11th, and he stopped at Robbie's Spaghetti House in Ottawa. As he was pulling outside of the restaurant, he noticed a bus with a sign, Vets on Wheels, parked right outside of the facility. The vehicle had been used to transport 17 veterans from one place to another. And when he saw these veterans having dinner together, he approached the owner of the restaurant and said, I'd like to buy dinner for all these veterans. Aww. Though the owner thought he was just kidding, the trucker said that his son had been serving in Afghanistan in the U.S. Army, and he wanted to do something for the veterans, even if they're from a different country. How cool is that?
That is so great. That is so great because military doesn't matter what country you're in, you're sacrificing. You're
Absolutely.
sacrificing your family, you're sacrificing
He said,
everything for other people.
It put a smile on everybody's face, and it's going to be one of my greatest memories of my life. It warmed my heart immensely that I could do this for them. How cool is that?
That's amazing.
And
I
he
love
says,
it.
A lot have made the ultimate sacrifice and never came home. I want people to think about that. So this came out this weekend with Veterans Day
And this
weekend.
is something that's so important to us.
Absolutely.
This is something that
Oh, it
we have
matters.
taken on.
Absolutely matters.
As well, and we like to shine a light on our vets anytime we have
Absolutely.
an opportunity
So
to
thank
do
you
so.
for your service. I think that is such a cool thing. And it's a great story. It's in our show notes under Good News. You'll find that at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.